Hey, everybody, it's Dave here from Vikings First and SKOL. Started a little bit early. There's only 2 minutes, 18 seconds left. Sam drops back, throws it to CJ Ham for the first down. Yes. Oh, boy, is this a little bit too close for comfort for you guys? It is for me, which is a little bit crazy because the fact that we were cruising to the win, and now we are only 2 points ahead with 2 minutes left. Time for the roll-in. Welcome to Vikings First and SKOLs, live at the 2-minute warning. Next. I wish to welcome everybody to the show as we watch these final 2 minutes tick down. Jonathan, how you doing, buddy? Hello, beautiful Miss Mary. This is absolutely crazy. You got that right. Hey, Raymond, glad you could join me. This is wild. Absolutely wild. Too wild for my tastes. All right, Chris, do we have to do this every time against the Packers? Sure seems that way. It's crazy. 2 minutes left. Your Vikings lead 27-25 and have the ball. We should go. They have the ball 1st and 10 at the Minnesota 43. Bill Hicks, I have no idea why we can't have it easy any of these times. Holy cannoli, you got that right, Chuck. It is what it is. Yesterday, on Two Old Bloggers, we talked about quite a few things about this game, and one of them was holding the Packers under the Mendoza line of theoretically 17 points. Defense has played rather well all day, but today, towards the end, they've given it up. Hey there, Chevy. Welcome to the show. Doc, damn it, you relaxed too much. And I broke out the tequila a little bit too early, celebratory tequila. We shall see. And I know my tweet says we're cruising to a win, but we were. Now, generally, when you have a 90-plus win probability rate, and this is considered garbage time, but it's way too close now. We're sitting at an 83% win rate as of this time. I don't ever want to be here again for this stuff. I agree. Oh boy. Darnus, you could predict it? Not me, brother. Not me. Not when they dominated for so much of the game. All right, here we go. Sam takes the snap. Hands it off to Akers. Akers gets caught behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 2. Oh, brother. Yes, Bill, you're pacing around. I wish I could, but I got to sit here and do this. All right. Oh, it's such a wonderful game. Oh, yeah, and they're showing highlights of Will the Thrill missing 2 kicks, hitting the iron twice. Oy. And we'll go on from there. Going to walk about 5 miles in the next 2 minutes. Hey, get that foot count up, step count up. All right, Will the Thrill puts his helmet back on. Well, buddy, let's hope so. Let's hope you get it if that's the case. But I still want Sam to throw one more touchdown pass, please. And if you're curious why, right now he has 35 on the season, which it ties him for second place in the best seasons for a Vikings quarterback with Kirk Cousins. Anyways, hey, there's a little holding there on Justin Jefferson. He catches the pass anyways. All right, here we go. Yes, Mary will hurt us today. Yeah, having those 2 field goals back would have sealed this deal and put us over 30 points scored, which I'd like to see. Yeah, and that one was short. All right, here we go. They're showing JJ in the huddle, looking a little frustrated. Love on the sideline, tying his shoes. Jefferson stretching out a bit. Look like he's tying his shoes, pulling up a sock. I swear KOC needs this adrenaline rush at the end of every game this year. This is crazy. All right. Sam's in the back, under center, takes a snap, rolls out, throws it to Akers. Akers catches it. It was a little short. He had to go to the shoestrings, caught it for the first down. And the Vikings keep the clock rolling. What a beautiful deal. I was a little bit behind and a little bit low, but Akers pulled it out. Yes. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Gotta love that. We got the first. Need another one. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. All right. Everybody's congratulating Akers on a good catch, which is good. All right, first down at the Green Bay 43. All right, here we go. Kneel down, victory formation. Yes, that is what we wanted to see. Whew. Big sigh. Big sigh. Yes. Now what? KOC is furious on the sideline. Why is he furious? This is interesting. I don't have the volume up, so I can't hear. If anybody can tell me, please do. Jonathan, you were right. You were the one that said KOC is an adrenaline junkie. That is absolutely correct. And another kneel down. It's now third down with a minute ticking off the clock. We're down to 56 and ticking down. This will take it down to about, the 25-second mark, somewhere in there. Vikings are going to have to call timeout right before fourth down. Well, but no, they're not. They're going to sit there and run a play, kneel down. That was on 3rd and 12. That was the replay. Never mind. Or that was it. That was it. Your Minnesota Vikings win. Vikings win. Vikings win. Vikings win. Vikings now go to 14-2. And week 18 matters. Yes, it does. Playing for the number 1 seed in the NFC and for the division against the Detroit Kittens. Now, they play tomorrow night. They have hey, Sarah, thanks. They have no reason to win, but it is what it is. We'll see how they play it. Chevy, 14-2, your Vikings are, yes. And Dardes, yes, you got that right. A typical nail-biting win. But your Minnesota Vikings pulled it out 27-25 for the victory, going to 14-2. And believe it or not, that puts Sam Darnold, if you watched yesterday on Tool Bloggers, Darren dove into the history, as the number 1 QB with QB wins on a season. Because when we went 15-1 under Cunningham missed 2 of those games. So that is good. Hey, Robert, welcome back, my friend. Welcome back. What a game. What a game. But we swept Green Bay. Gotta love it. That is the first time in the KOC era that he has swept Matt LaFleur since he's been here. Now, Matt LaFleur, that's the first time he has been swept by the Vikings. So, hey, let's keep that tradition up. Fig Nuts, yes, it was an unreal win. Hope Aaron Jones is okay. I do too. He didn't play a whole lot in that second half. He played some, and they showed him with the heat on the thigh, and hopefully that's just like a bruise or something. But we shall see as everything goes by, during this week and we get reports. Hopefully we'll get it, in the post game today, but we'll find out. Yes, Doc, victory formation is your favorite play. It's mine too. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And Sarah's agreeing with Miss Mary. Yes, 14-2, 14-2. We have kicker, Big Leg Bill, 74 penalties, interception, Gert. Yes, I agree. Brandell had 2 penalties on the day that I saw. Both could be overcome. Hey, Too Evil to Hope, thank you for the super chat. And yes, BDDS came through again. Mr. Darnold Schwarzenegger. And put it away. Now, speaking of Darnold, I've noticed he's reading quicker, reading the play quicker and getting the ball out quicker, which is a great thing. Hey there, Dan. How you doing? Freddie, you don't like Matt LaFleur? Oh, that makes 2 of us. So, Fig Nuts, all the people worrying about Dallas Turner can't be quiet now. Yeah, he got himself another sack, which is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. David Winder, this team's an accident waiting to happen. You're just preparing yourself. Hey, that's Vikings PTSD, purple PTSD. You know that. I know that. We all know that. That is the case. We're all waiting for that shoe to drop. But so far, it hasn't. So far, this has been an absolutely magical season. I was talking with a friend who does the Steelers during the game for part of it. And I said, he was a little down because they lost. And I said, yeah, but you clinched the division and you were in a transition year, or clinched a playoff spot and you're in a transition year. We clinched the playoff spot as well. We're in a transition year. You got to be pretty happy. Now, I'm a little bit more happy because we're going for the NFC crown next week. Yes, yes, yes. How far behind are you? Game's been over 5 minutes. We know. I don't know why you're seeing a delay. I've been on a while. Now, YouTube's usually a 15-second delay, but I know we've won. I've already called the win. It's all done. We win. Now, let's go over a little box score stats while we wait on some members of Vikings First and SKOL. And the only one we're getting today is Tyler, because Jonas, his internet's gone out. We have Sal at the game herself, tailgating as usual, and she's, I'm sure, celebrating. And Darren is at a birthday party for his father-in-law that he could not weasel his way out of. So, Scottish Bear, the Vikings destroyed them. But complacency in the fourth. Yes, we were up 90-some-odd% on the win probability, which means most of that's considered garbage scores. A win is a win, Dan. You got that right. And yes, it got a little close, Allsking. Exactly. But we'll see. It's going to be a dogfight next week. You got that? Absolutely. I'm just hoping that their defense remains unhealthy. So we'll see. KOC's going for the record in 1-score games. Could be, but there's a talent to winning 1-score games. You have Andy Reid, who's done a lot of them, and he's a great coach. So we'll see. Now, going to the box score. If the computer will cooperate. Yes, George, we delivered a new reality to the Packers, and I love it. I'm sort of hoping some of those Packer fans that hopped on yesterday and were talking smack would hop on and congratulate us today. But do you think that's going to happen? Yes, too evil. And the Lions are coming off a short week. That's good to point out. Yes, it is. And John says we've earned our spot and couldn't be happier. All right, Sam Darnold went 33 for 43, 377 yards, average attempt 8.3, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 1 sack for 5 yards. Offensive line played exceptional today overall. Brandel with his 2 penalties didn't help, but overall they played extremely well. And he had a QB rating of 116.1. Another over 100 for Sam Darnold. Yes. Now, rushing, Aaron Jones had 12 rushes for 47 yards, 3.9. Cam Akers, 6 for 18 for a 3-yard average. Cam Akers was miss, go sort of deal. Yeah, Naylor had a big game. We'll get there shortly. Hey there, Eric. Good to see you, and SKOL, my friend. Now, Fignuts, I was just saying, he's surprised not putting down the brown bite mark on the lazy boy in these games. I believe KOC led the offense, and Flores led the defense. And the defense for almost the entire game was rock solid. Absolutely rock solid. Now, Ty Chandler had 5 carries for 7 yards. Not good either. Now, when we get to passes, who do you think led in passing? And he probably had one of the most quiet days of his career. Didn't catch a pass until the second quarter. That's right. It was Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson had 8 receptions for 92 yards, an 11.5 yard average. Who had the biggest day as a wide receiver? Jalen Naylor. Barely even knew her. He had 5 receptions for 81 yards and a touchdown when he was wide open. George, you said Gilmore was garbage? I'd have to wait and look at the post game, but possibly. Now, he didn't give up any that I saw, but that doesn't mean I didn't miss it. Yes, Justin, FTP. And I hope you enjoyed the game as well, my friend. He was at the game, and it's good to see him pop on here. And I'm sure he's trying to get out in traffic, which is always fun. Justin, try going to Sal's tailgate. She'll be partying, I'm sure. And then third was Jordan Addison, who dropped 1 touchdown, caught 1 touchdown. He had 6 receptions for 69 yards. Not bad at all. Steve asked, should we be worried about Reichard's getting the yips? I'm not thinking so, but today he hit the iron twice, and it didn't go in either time. He had that one kickoff that landed just shy of the landing zone. I think that was a planned attempt at doing that, but I hope we're not having to worry about Will being tired or getting the yips because it's his rookie season. He's playing many more games than he did in college. Hopefully. Now for tackles, or for defense. Blake Cashman led with 11 tackles, followed by Harrison Phillips with 6. Harrison Phillips was playing big today, I thought. Bleeding purple, nothing better than the sweep of the Packers. Absolutely, 100%, that is correct. Nothing better than that. And I'm going to bring on Tyler. And that didn't work. That worked. Let's see if we can get the boom. There he is, Tyler Forness, co-founder of Vikings First and SKOL, along with a very good friend of mine. Tyler, what did you think of the game? And your audio's off. Says guest has muted himself. Well,
how's that?
That's better.
Oh, it's been a long week or so. I had to find a way to get my camera to work because it wasn't registering that it was plugged in. So that was a fun deal, but we got it. We're good. That game was not as close as the score is going to indicate, and that's going to be my biggest takeaway. The Vikings whipped ass for 3.5 quarters, and then I don't know what Brian Flores necessarily chose to do when the Packers got that ball with their first touchdown drive. It felt like he went into more of a shell. He wasn't doing a lot of exotic things. He should have just kept the foot on the gas because Kevin O'Connell did. And that's another big takeaway. There is a very, very fine line between putting your foot on the gas pedal and your foot on the throat and grinding out the clock.
Right.
And he rode that really, really hard tonight. Really, really hard. And I think that's a huge thing for me. You have to find a way to do both. And I think he continues to stray too far away from the running game. I think some of that had to do with Aaron Jones. That is what it is. Hopefully he's okay. It sounds like he's going to be fine. He just got stepped on. I mean, a laceration could be multiple games. It could be like 20 minutes. Could just be he needs some stitches. Jerry Tillery got a laceration in training camp and missed like 2-3 weeks. Because
is that what it was?
Yeah, he got stepped on. So who knows with Jones? Hopefully it's a bunch of nothing. We'll hear from Kevin O'Connell here in a little bit, and I'm sure he'll update us with something. But Sam Darnold career high in passing yards. I thought his pocket navigation was phenomenal, as it has been pretty much all season. I don't know what was going on, but he was throwing uncharacteristically high today, and there were like 4 or 5 throws that were high. That's not something he's done all year. It was really disappointing with the interception because the Packers have been playing a lot of palms coverage early on. And because they've been playing a lot of palms coverage, throwing that corner route is a really difficult ask of a quarterback because when they're playing palms, they will drop back and they will be able to like make plays on it. So it's that one was a little bit disappointing, but overall, like I don't know how you can't be just thrilled with the overall satisfaction of this game. It was tremendous. The Vikings found a way. They found a way.
For the end when it got a little bit nervous for everybody. But yes, I agree. Most of it didn't count because we were in a 90 percentile of win probability for most of through the second quarter on into the third quarter and into the fourth. And that means garbage time, basically. But when they got it within one score, that had my going. Somebody had asked about Ivan Pace rep count. He had 21 on defense.
Who had 21 on defense?
Ivan Pace, according to PFF.
Only 21 snaps?
Only 21 snaps.
Okay. All right, so the Vikings were at when the Packers got their first touchdown, it was 95.2%. It dropped to as low as 79%. And 77.3%. Looks like. I'm trying to get as close as I can
with the graph.
That. Yeah. 79.3%. Like, look, this man.
It's a win. We swept them. First time KOC has swept Matt LaFleur.
Look, I try to be professional. I try to always be like level-headed and stuff, but God, it feels great to beat those Packers. Yes. It feels great to beat them. We're going to have a lot of intricate details about a lot of different things over the course of the week, especially talking about Will Reichard. Technically 3 missed kicks, 2 official. Eric Thompson, who used to write for the Daily Norseman, had a phenomenal line. If he hits the right upright, does he win a car? Because he hit the top part and the left upright. That was very, very funny.
That's a win's a win.
It was
14-3.
No, Dave, we're 14-2.
14-2. Pardon me.
You're already predicting us to lose next week. What is this nonsense?
14-2. We'll go 15-2 next week.
I tweeted about a half hour before the game that I genuinely had no idea how this game was going to go, because as much as we hate the Packers, that's a really good football team. And
it is.
Their five losses are from the top three teams in the NFC.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they all ended up being close games except for one. That first Lions game where there was the weather and it just ended up being a really, really bad performance from the Packers as a whole. But it's a really good football team. The Vikings whipped their ass today. Jordan Love didn't break 100 yards passing until the fourth quarter. Huge win.
Mm-hmm.
There was some speculation, hey, are they going to play a lot more man coverage because the Packers don't do well against man? They're way better against zone. And Brian Flores said, yep, we're going to play a bunch of man, and it worked. Jaden Reed had, one catch, and he's been a Vikings killer over the past couple of years. This was as good of a performance as you could have asked for on an overall level. There were a lot of micro things that you wish would have gone differently. The fact that the Vikings came out after getting that punt up 17 and threw it right away, and that's the interception. That was a little bit like, come on, man. Let's do that. Freddie, the Vikings are 3-point favorites against the Lions right now. Oh, buddy.
Whoa.
That's a wild ass line. That means that 5.5, they would be 5.5 point favorites.
6 points, yeah, at a neutral site.
In a neutral field. For NFL, it's 2.5. College, it's 3. So that means they're 8-point favorites at US Bank Stadium. Right. That's insane to me.
George, yes, the PI on Smith and Junior were bullshit. I agree. And the call on Redmond for violating the neutral zone was the most egregious bullshit call I have ever seen in my football career. One, he's a defender and can go into the neutral zone as long as he gets back before the snap. And two, he never made it into the neutral zone. Defenders can move. And yet they gave the Cheese Weasels an additional 5 yards on that.
BetMGM is the Vikings -4. That's interesting. DraftKings is usually the sports book I go to, like, kind of as a default. Everybody has one. They have Vikings 2.5-point underdogs against the Lions, which means it's a toss-up on a neutral field. Let me see if I can get the consensus line, because the consensus line usually kind of tells you what everybody's thinking. Sometimes early on you can see some of these wild lines, and then everybody kind of just settles into what the line is actually going to be.
And they start pumping money into it, and it moves it. But
yeah, it's very, very interesting. Let's take a look here. Consensus lines. They opened at Vikings 5-point underdogs. I'm seeing I don't see a line for BetMGM. 2.5-point underdogs on FanDuel, 2-point underdogs on Caesars. I'm trying to get all the way to the consensus, but it's being a little annoying. No matter how you want to spin it, this is going to be a fantastic football game. And look, this is also going to be the Sunday night game. I don't know when it'll get announced. I'd assume within the next half hour or so that it'll get announced, because they like to announce that on Sunday Night Football.
Right.
So I think last year, the year before, they announced it early. They announced it on whatchamacallit. So look, this was a great win. This was a great showing. And the Minnesota Vikings now have a chance to be the 1 seed in a rebuilding year. Mm-hmm. Kevin O'Connell, phenomenal. Sam Darnold, one poor pass all game, and it was intercepted. The way he was being so calculated early to not force things and let things come open and taking checkdowns is something that we weren't getting in that middle part of the year when Darnold was showing some struggles and it looks like he was regressing a little bit. They figured it out, Dave. They figured it out. Justin Jefferson being Justin Jefferson, making like the catch of his life on that third down, but it unfortunately didn't count. That sucks that it won't count because that was incredible. Then the bootleg on first down on that last drive to CJ Ham, and Ham having the wherewithal. That's why he's got a C on his chest to get down in bounds. Just next level stuff. And then the play to Cam Akers was brilliant. The Packers think it's a busted play because of where Akers is going, and
he's
Darnold
moving around and had to be moved by Sam, in the backfield.
And then to make sure that he doesn't overthrow him, he underthrows him. But they made the plays when they needed to, and it was great. The Vikings, they figured it out, and I'm really excited that they did. It means next week is going to be for all the marbles. And look, if the Vikings end up with the 5th seed, it sucks. But you know what? I'm going to stand by it. I think that division winners should get their first game at home. I think that should stand. But I do think one modification they could make is reseeding after the first round. Complete reseed it based on record. So your division winners get that first game at home. The second game, they do not. Or the third game. Like, I think you should have a reseeding after round 1. But that's just me.
We'll see. And I blame Brandel on the penalties today. I was corrected. It's not Brandel. I was wrong. It is Cam Robinson that had those 2 penalties.
Yeah.
Illegal motion or whatever it was.
I talked to my Jags guy and asked him, like, did Cam Robinson have a lot of pre-snap penalties? Because he's had a bunch with Minnesota. No, he didn't. So that was interesting. Overall,
one was pre-snap and one was during the play.
Yeah, one was a hold. Overall, Cam Robinson, I think, has been more than fine. If we didn't have Cam Robinson, we wouldn't be here.
I agree.
He's not Christian Darrisaw. Let's just get that out in front. He's not Christian Darrisaw.
No. There's maybe only one player that's better than Christian Darrisaw, and he's injured now.
Yeah. Christian Darrisaw is a top 2, 3, or 4 left tackle, depending on how you want to stack him after Trent Williams. Just Blake Cashman might be the most important player on this football team. His ability to play all 3 downs, his ability to drop back into coverage, tackle in open space, and the ability he has as a blitzer and looper. Like when you're moving across multiple gaps in like those stunts, he's so good at it. And it's taken things to another level for this team. I am so high on what he can do. It's been so incredible to watch on an overall level. I'm just floored how good that he's been and how valuable he's been. And the Titans let him walk to sign a guy for almost $4 million a year more. Now, I like Azeez Al-Shaair. I think he's a very good football player, but damn, Blake Cashman's been better.
Yes, Freddie, the O-line only gave up 1 sack today. Just 1. Yeah. Like I said, they were playing outstanding. I thought most of the game. They did extremely well, and they were being blitzed heavy through a good chunk of the game. So,
yeah. So let's take a look at some of the advanced metrics. Sam Darnold had a 12.1 total EPA today, 0.26 EPA per play. Jordan Love had 1.5 points of total EPA, 0.04 EPA per play. Hell yeah.
I look forward to watching that after this. There, Fig Nuts.
Darnold whipped his ass. It was great. Jordan Love's a fraud.
Yeah. Oh, he's not a fraud. He's a decent quarterback in this league, but we'll see. Everybody's saying KOC's locker room speech is a classic today. I look forward to watching it after the fact.
Ooh,
So
I can't wait, Dave. I cannot.
14-2. 14-2, brother.
Look, I'm going to be honest with you. That was not something I would have predicted. I did say I thought the Vikings could be much better if everything hit, and guess what? Everything's hit. Even with that, I don't think like an everything hit season I would have told you they'd be 14-2 going into week 18. I don't.
This is a miraculous, enjoyable season, and it's special. And I hope everybody is enjoying it, no matter what happens next year. Now, Sam Darnold keeps making an argument for us to keep him. Like I said before, his ability to make his reads is speeding up, which I find fascinating. Beyond just what a normal you would expect.
This is Fred. Fred runs his own landscaping business.
Yeah.
He's making it.
Serious.
Is that you that I'm getting that sound from?
Yeah.
Fred?
One of the ads on A to Z Sports started playing because I had just used the site to cross post real quick. 14-2. What, like, this rules, man. Like, it's so much fun to talk about a 14-2 team. I will say that I thought the refs were kind of rough today. I did not like the Byron Murphy pass interference call. I did not like the Harrison Smith.
Weak.
I did not like the Harrison Smith low block call. I also did not like the Packers offsides call on the field goal. I thought that was weak. But it, like Mike Pereira said on the broadcast, if we don't have a sideline view, you can't tell.
Down the line, you can't tell.
It did not look like offsides from my perspective from the angles that we had. I thought
from the roof angle, you saw him moving forward.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he was offsides.
Right.
Maybe the ref was calling it offsides because he was seeing him move forward. And I think that's why Jalen Redmond, even though he never entered the neutral zone, was called for the neutral zone infraction, which I hate. Like, make sure it's right. Like, make sure it's right. That's all I want. I just want it to be right. And I thought that there were a few instances where the refs were just rough today. Both sides of the ball. Like, both teams. Both teams got usurped by at least one call today.
Yes.
And that's not why the Vikings won. That's not why the Packers lost or vice versa. But I just want better from these officials. I really do. And we didn't get it. But it is what it is. And
no, we didn't. Hey there, Barber. And yes, Naylor had a fantastic game.
Good for Naylor, because I have talked about a few times over the past few weeks that I think we should look for a wide receiver 3 upgrade. I still think we should bring in competition for wide receiver 3, because I do think Naylor has been very inconsistent. But when he is consistent, he is very good. And he can take the top off the defense. He can make big plays, which he did today. And he deserves all the credit in the world for that. But when he's given those opportunities, because they're not going to come often with this offense, you got to make them. He did today. Will he do it the next time? I still have my doubts. And that's kind of where my mindset is with him. But he should get all the flowers today. He was great. Just great.
Now, George says Sam needs to read quicker. I was seeing him read uber fast, getting the ball out in 2.5 seconds, and he was on his 4th read. That's fast on a few of the plays. Yeah. Now, there's a lot of times he sits back there and hops around, and he had lots of time to throw the ball. He was looking for stuff to develop down the field. And that was, I do believe, because of the play calls. But he was quick to go to the checkdowns today.
Yeah. I do think that's important. Sam is not holding onto the ball because he is slow at progressing. He's holding onto the ball because that's the offense. And we can be annoyed with the offense. And quite frankly, sometimes I am annoyed with the offense. At the end of the day, that is what Kevin O'Connell wants to do. He wants to run this offense like that. And you know what? It's his prerogative to do so. But
Bob Swede says, do we have a kicker problem? All right.
No.
I already answered it. But
I don't think so. You get another game like this next week, and then we should talk, okay, What's going on? What do we need to do to fix it? I don't think you panic. His 2 of those 3 misses were 50 plus. Like, you don't love it, but that's okay. It's not life or death. Missing at 40 after those first 2 misses, that's when you start to have a conversation. Okay, he missed 2, and then he missed a third. What's going on, and what do we need to do to kind of corral and fix it? I think that's kind of where the conversation goes.
Mm-hmm. Now, George says he's not consistent, Dave. He's as consistent as he's going to get, or getting better at it.
Riker?
So, now, when it comes to Bradford, when it comes to Sammy Darts and reading quickly, so he's human, just like Pat Mahomes is human.
I think there's a fine line between reading quickly and you seeing what you believe is a quick decision. Reading quickly is not an analogous thing. It's not a fluid concept on every single play. It's not going to be identical 1-to-1 on this concept versus this concept. He may go 1, 2, 3, 4 and hit the check down at 4.5 seconds, but he's reading it quick because he has to wait for the concepts to develop enough for him to make the first read. So I think the context there is really important to understand that Kevin O'Connell wants to throw deep in this offense. He wants to do so consistently. And because of that, that's why we're seeing some of these things. I don't think Darnold's a bad processor. In fact, I think he's a very good processor. And he's making really good decisions. The interception, I think he got baited because they were doing palms coverage, and he thought Justin Jefferson be able to hold the corner enough, because that was a pinpoint accurate football. The corner was just able to get underneath it. That just sucks, and you learn from it. You don't do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just kind of is what it is. But Darnold was spectacular again today. He's making that decision sincerely difficult for everybody. Do you go with McCarthy or do you keep Darnold? Because I'll tell you, when you have a guy, it's hard to get rid of him. Not like Kirk Cousins. Cousins was 36 coming off a torn Achilles. Sam Darnold is 27. 27.
Just getting into a quarterback's prime. Yes.
Yeah.
We're going to see, and I'm sure we're going to talk about it ad nauseum, what the Vikings should do. But let's get into the playoffs. Let's see how he does. He's already, like I said, had the most QB wins of any quarterback in Vikings history in a single season at 14.
Yeah.
Cunningham had 13 because he missed 2 games on that 15-1 season. He's already got that. He is tied for second most touchdowns in a particular season at 35. We know Dante Culpepper leads that with 39.
That's my boy.
Yeah, Dante did great. And that was in a 16-game season, not a 17-game. But Kirk Cousins, who he's tied with, I believe did it in a 17-game season. So he still has one more game to put up some more touchdown stats. And we'll see how that goes. We compared him to the best seasons of quarterbacks yesterday on 2-0 bloggers in Vikings history. Now, the 75 Tarkenton season, which was a beautiful thing. Cunningham, Favre, 2009, another beautiful thing. It's just, he's having one of those absolutely special seasons. And like I've said 100 times, enjoy it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we nitpick a few things, but enjoy it. This comes so rare. It's once a decade, basically, for us.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do I want a dynasty? Oh, yes, I do. But that's because I'm me. I grew up in junior high and high school in New England, and I watched them, even though I was a Vikings fan, watched them go through decades of misery. And they came over it. I'd rather be an obnoxious fan eventually, like they became. Why? Because they won multiple Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Now,
100%.
we are 100% a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah.
We are not a pretender. I don't care who said it's frauds. So many one-score games. Well, so many game-winning drives. So many this, so many that. Well, it takes talent to do that on a consistent basis.
This is a fake one-score game, meaning there are games that are one score that are back and forth. This was a 2 to 3 score game that ended up a one-score game because of they were trying to make it a game. No, this was an ass whooping that ended up being a 2-point game. And I can't believe there were 2 of them this year, but there were.
Mm-hmm.
And the Vikings found a way to win both of them. And you have to find a way to win both. And they did. And hell freaking yeah.
What was your favorite play of the game?
Oh, it's a great question.
It's easy for me.
What was that?
It was the touchdown throw to Addison. Now, he dropped the first one, but it was the second one because Sam dropped back. He got a little pressure from the left side over Cam Robinson, but Cam Robinson drove his guy beyond Sam. Sam stepped up. It was the one where Addy had done a hook, sat there, whether it was planned or not, and I think it sort of was. Because Sam was looking left at Jefferson the whole time to get the defense over there. And as soon as he stepped up and looked right is when Addison bolted for the end zone and he laid it over the top and Addison, did that diving reach out, catch and roll.
Mm-hmm.
That was a thing of absolute beauty.
Yeah. It was great. That was planned too.
Like I said, I think it was a planned how that was going to react, how that play was to develop. And I think KOC is fantastic at designing plays.
Yeah, he is. He's one of the best at it. It's I don't know what my favorite play was. I loved the Kyle Pitts. Sorry, no. My brain was on a different level. The Jalen Naylor touchdown. I initially thought it was like Christian Kirk, the touchdown that he scored against the Chargers in the playoff game a few years ago. But no, it was just a post and dig route combo. It was the same concept. Remember that Jameson Williams touchdown from a couple years ago where he got wide ass open and there was no Viking within 20 yards?
Mm-hmm.
Same concept. They had an in route on one side to draw the safety up. Receiver goes over the top. Yeah. Awesome stuff. We're gonna have a lot of fun celebrating this one. We're gonna have a lot on Monday. Dave, 14-2.
14-2, baby. Hey, celebratory tequila tonight. I'm happy. I told Katie this morning, I said a wish. I said, I hope we win so I could be smiling all week long because we swept the Packers this year. It's been a successful season, without a doubt. T-Bass has even said we exercises the demons of 88 for him. Good for you, brother. Good for you. Hey,
Yeah.
Hopefully we still got more demons to slay, obviously. But let's see how far we can take this. Hey, 4 more wins, no matter what scenario you look at. That's what we need. I agree, buddy. I agree. Jefferson's catch that got negated. Oh, what a beautiful catch that was. The one-handed catch that would have given us the first down.
Yeah, that was beautiful, man.
The twist and the one-handed catch definitely make Chris Carter pleased and proud of that. Just unbelievable. Randy Moss, thoughts are still with him. Just unbelievable. And if they announce tonight on Sunday Night Football that the game is next week, that means I get it over the air again. No more streaming. Yes. At
Yeah,
least
that's
until
true.
the playoffs. And then it'll be on Prime or ESPN or no, it won't be on ESPN because I'll stream on ABC. Prime will be the only one.
Yeah.
Unless Netflix gets one of them. I don't know.
Wait, Netflix get one of what?
Have they lined up a playoff game or did they just do Christmas and that was it?
I think they just got Christmas. Peacock gets the playoff game, I think.
Okay.
Which is fine. Like, it's all good.
Mm-hmm. I agree. T-Bass, we agree that Ivan Pace is a good player when it comes to blitzes and all sorts of stuff, but he's not an every down linebacker. Tyler addressed this with a show a couple weeks ago about the thought of what if you drafted somebody to complement Cashman better.
Oh, yes, please. Give me a linebacker. Dre Greenlaw, if he's healthy. Like, I'd love that.
Yep. So we'll see. Anyways, have you got anything that you want to bring up before we close up this show and go watch KOC's post-game presser and locker room speech?
We'll be here tomorrow night, live. Real Forno Show, 6:05. Wednesday is to be determined. That we might have to figure some out. I'm out of the house all day Wednesday, so I probably can't do a show.
Thanks, Prime. Or Freedom.
Dave and I will get that figured out. And yeah, life is good.
Life is great, baby. We beat the Packers twice. We are 14-2 and fighting for the number 1 seed in the NFC, along with winning the NFC North. Hey, I won 2017 Division Champions t-shirt today. This season is very much like that one, only less fluky, less lucky. So hopefully the demons, as T-Bass calls them, are exercised, and this is new.
Yeah. Get excited.
Mm-hmm. And for everybody that won't join us tomorrow night, and why not, I want to wish a Happy New Year's. Safe and Happy New Year's. But we have Tyler tomorrow night on the Real Forno Show, and I'm sure Sal is going to be happy to do a Victory Tuesday show sometime. We'll find out. Yep, George swept the cheese weasels, and it warms my heart. With that, what do we say, brother?
SKOL Vikings.
Well, thank everybody for joining us. And as always, SKOL Vikings and fuck the Packers.
Damn right.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and ring the bell. And share this episode with your friends and even your enemies. We'd love it. Thanks for watching Vikings First and SKOL. We are part of the Fans First Sports Network, and we appreciate each and every one of you. SKOL.